So like I'm level 8, rank 4 Rejuvenator, rank 1 Guardian. I am an elf. My hit points are currently 36, and with all this like leveling up, like you get more HP or hit points, so like your health, or health points, is it health points or hit points? I don't know, whatever. You have a certain level, which I think, actually that's not up to date anymore, I think it's 38 now. Should update that. With that, it's like you update your health and everything. I think I have the highest health right now. Alrighty, so there's like really nothing interesting going on either this last month or this month until after I'm supposed to post. I've got like one event thing that I'm going to. It's a Harry Potter themed thing. But that's like taking place a week after I'm supposed to post. So we're just gonna have a talk about LARP, because that's kind of what my brain has been on for the past 2 or 3 weeks now. LARP has been pretty much the only thing that I've been thinking about or really doing anything about, and I'm going to do my makeup while I talk about it because I think that might help my brain work a little better. So yeah, let's get into this. So first of all, if you don't know what LARP is, it's live action roleplay. So think like D&D, but in real life. Air quotes, because obviously none of us actually have magic and we don't use real weapons or anything like that, but yeah, so think kind of like that kind of thing. LARPs can be set like anywhere, any time period. Like they're post-apocalyptic, they're zombie, there is like Lord of the Rings themed LARP set in the Shire and Middle Earth, and there are Harry Potter themed ones. The LARP that I am a part of is very small and is just composed of like our friend group, and like that's it. Like we don't have this whole big production or anything. A lot of LARPs, like if you look up LARP, a lot of like big, like 1,000 people LARPs will pop up. That's not what we do. And another unique thing about our LARP is it's not like a preset world. Like it's not set in Middle Earth or anything like that. It is a world created by 2 of my friends. They built the world and wrote lore and all that fun stuff for it. But it is a medieval fantasy LARP, so it's kind of set in the medieval time period-ish, but it's very much fantasy. Like I play an elf. We're talking LARP. So our LARP, Forest of Fun. We use boffer weapons, which are, for us, pretty much just pool noodle over some PVC pipe with duct tape wrapped around all of it. So very simple, not very aesthetically pleasing, I'm not gonna lie. Which is like honestly one of my big issues, because I am very much, because you know we do like costumes and everything, so like I am a costume person and I like things to be aesthetically pleasing. So that is honestly something that I struggle with a little bit. This camera's short recording time is going to drive me insane because this is going to be a long talk. Yes, so Gail and I were both born and raised in the north. Just kind of like Viking-ish in its setup. The king at the time when we were born and living up there was not the best, not the kindest, and you know, just yeah. So Gail, who was already like of age and stuff, and like had sworn fealty, yada yada yada, like discovered like just how bad the guy is or whatever, and what the North was doing to others under his rule and stuff, and like she fled south and ended up in the Forest of Flen, where Tresek, the guardian of the forest, kind of took her under his wing. He's a good guy, takes care of the forest, protects it and stuff. Gail trusts him and yada yada yada. I'm younger, so she obviously like came of age and everything before I did. And I hadn't seen all that stuff yet. Didn't really know why my sister left. The night before I came of age and like was supposed to swear fealty to this king. Can't remember. It's been a while since we like came up with this backstory and everything. So I can't remember 100% if I had, by the time that I was supposed to swear fealty, if I had figured out what my sister had, or if I was just like, I need to find my sister. I don't know what's going on, so then I left. But regardless of the exact reasoning, I left the North the night before. I fled south looking for my sister. And I took my father's sword with me. Obviously, I found her in the Forest of Flen. And I've been at her side ever since. Basically, Fane's main like thing is she loves her sister, is loyal to her sister. That is a big thing with Gail as well. We're like real tight sisters. Like the separation on us was real hard. I don't know exactly how long that separation was. Probably around like a year. Probably the length of our separation, something like that. And it was tough because we were real close. Fane, as so we have like different classes. So I chose a rejuvenator, so I'm a healer. So I have that like innate ability to heal. And I created my character to kind of be as much like me as possible because I suck at role playing. And getting into character and staying in character and all that stuff. I'm just not good at it. So I tried to make her as much like me as possible. So she is mild-mannered and like mellow, non-confrontational. So healer kind of fits that. Gale, I don't know exactly what her reasoning or like how she decided to craft her character, but she is a bit hot-tempered. I say a bit. She's really hot-tempered, and fiercely protective of me, her sister. And her class that she chose is Assailant, so she's the fighter. Like, she deals extra damage, and like gets out there, gets at it, and it's like we're opposites. She deals damage and I heal damage. But it works out well for us. So just recently, like while I've been up here in the past couple of weeks with me kind of like obsessing over the LARP, I have decided to kind of grow. She's got this like interest in like healing and stuff, and so she's been doing like her own like research, and like I'm gonna create like a little journal for her for like her notes, like a field journal type thing. Her notes about, it's like a combination of like natural remedies and like alchemy and like botany. Like she's interested in plants and like what you can do with them and like what benefits and things that they have on people and stuff. So like conveniently, so I obviously, you know me, I dye my hair a lot. So I think almost every single LARP, almost every single LARP, my hair color has changed. Like I started out with burgundy hair, I think, and then it was more burgundy, and then it was black, and then it was kind of brown black, because the black started to fade, and there was like burgundy underneath it, so it kind of created like a reddish brown, and then it was blonde because I bleached it, and was just like waiting for a color, and then obviously now it's blue. So my hair is constantly changing colors. So as part of like this interest in natural, in like plants and things, I kind of gave her like a reason for her constantly changing hair. Like she accidentally got a paste that she was working on, like a poultice, to see what, you know, what this plant would do as a poultice. She got some of it in her hair and didn't realize it for a while. Gail pointed it out, so then I, you know, washed it out, and then came back, and Gail was like, yeah, no, there's still blue in your hair. And so then I, you know, like had a patch of blue hair, and I was like, interesting, so that's what that does. But then I was like, I can't like just chill out with a patch of blue hair. Like that's not gonna, so I used the entire poultice on my head, and now I have blue hair. So that's kind of my reasoning for why she is constantly changing her hair. She has found certain things create like dyes, and combined with certain things can change your hair color, and like natural hair lighteners, which I haven't actually done the thorough research and like written it out and stuff, but like cinnamon and lemon, and I think maybe combined with honey. I did it once to like lighten my roots, but that is a natural hair lightener, so I'll put that in there in her field book. But yeah, so like doing that adds to her and like explains some of the stuff that's already happened. And it fits, you know, like it fits with who she is and how I've set her up so far, which I really like. I am glad that I am growing the character and developing her so that I can, you know, get to know her better and be better at the role-playing aspect, because truly I suck at it. I really do. Costuming. I love, like, this is what I want. So I was really, honestly, getting into this LARP, you know, like from the ground up. Like, I wasn't excited about the role playing. I wasn't excited about like the storyline, partially because we just didn't really know much of anything about the storyline when we first got started. Like, we basically knew nothing, essentially. And I was not excited about like the actual like fighting. But yeah, no, costuming was pretty much the only thing that I was excited about. I was like, yes, I am going to have a costume. I'm going to make my costume. I'm going to have ears because I am an elf. And like, I was super thrilled about that. Like, that was what, like, that was like my thing. It still is my thing. That's still what I love. I was not like involved in like the creation of the LARP or anything, or nothing like that, but like a year and a half ago, something like that, one of the creators, like one of the original creators, was like, life is too busy, I can't organize and like be as like into the LARP, because like life is happening and like I gotta keep up with it. So then I got enlisted for organizational purposes, because the other person is terrible at organization, and he will tell you this himself, so I'm not like bashing on him. Like, he will tell you this himself, and that was the purpose of me being roped into it, was so that we could like actually keep the LARP going. So, and now we've enlisted someone else to help. It's gonna be so much editing. This thing keeps stopping on me. God. Also, like, part of my organizational aspect, I've also kind of taken over the mob costumes, mob and kind of NPC costumes. I'm gonna, cause like our characters have cool costumes and like in period and stuff, and like our mobs, just for cheapness and ease, have just been basically different colored ponchos, made from like bed sheets and cheap fabric, which is fine. It's all well and good. Like, that was what we had to work with. But now that we've like we've all gotten into it, we all really like it. I've started like videoing our LARPs and stuff, or like having them videoed and then like editing them afterwards, because I'm obviously in some of them. I'm a costume person and I'm an aesthetic person. Like, I want things to look good, especially if I'm videoing them. So I've kind of like taken that over, and tried to, while still keeping it cheap, because obviously we're the ones who are like funding everything for this LARP, costumes and like, you know, like we're in, that's what we do. So trying to keep it as cheap as possible, because none of us are made of money. And yeah, so I've kind of been working with that a bit, and stuff. So my costume, I'm gonna try and find like photos, like 2 outfits for Fane right now, which I'm really excited to add 2, because now that I've got like that alchemist thing going on, natural healing stuff, I'm gonna have like some extra pouches and like vials and like a travel kit for doing like experiments and like testing stuff and making poultices and potions and all that jazz, and like collecting herbs and things, which I'm super freaking excited about, to add that aspect to my costume, because again, it'll add layers and interest and intrigue and detail and yada yada yada. So I'm really excited. The main thing that I'm proud of is like the hood, because the hood is massive. Like it's a big hood and it looks so good. So I've got the giant hood. It's made with a brown pleather and a green faux suede. So it's like it's double-sided. I made it double-sided so I can turn it the other way out. So I can wear it with the brown out, or I can wear it with the green out. I will insert a picture of that as well. But it was like a wraparound skirt with the flannel that was like asymmetric and like cool looking. And then a like picture barbarian style halter neck top. Obviously I wear shorts underneath the skirt because fighting and running and falling and stuff, so like duh. And then I'm gonna be honest, sometimes I wear a bandeau underneath the top, and sometimes I don't. Like, bras exist, you know that they exist. A bandeau is literally just covering the bra. Like, it's really not changing how much skin you see. So I'm not really going to be super apologetic about that. So, back to LARP. Well, I can actually just keep talking about Fane, so I'm going to keep doing that. So Fane is a rejuvenator. She has actually gotten high enough, gotten to a high enough level that she can dual class now. So I am a rank 4, so like the highest rank rejuvenator. So I got all the rejuvenator skills. And then I have double classed, and I am a rank 1 guardian. So in our LARP, the guardians are like the tanks. They take less damage. So you have to deal more damage in order to hurt them. Which, since I am a healer and just overall squishy, and I'm the only rejuvenator for the Forest of Flen, like that we have, like our groups and like who's actually in play and everything. I'm the only one that's rejuvenator. There's 3, sometimes 4 of us at a time, and I am the only rejuvenator. So like I need to not die. And then like the northerners, out of like the 3, sometimes 4 of them, there is 1 rejuvenator. So I made the decision to dual class in Guardian because I need to take less damage, and then I can also heal myself, which is so useful. Because I doubled my health. I had that option when I hit rank 4. Rejuvenator, I had the option to double my health, I think. And I took it, because you know I need it. And then with leveling up, I also now deal 3 damage when I hit people, which it used to be just 1. Like, I think once I hit level 6 or level 8, my damage dealt went up by 2. And we have this new thing. We don't have like arrows or anything like that, because we didn't want to do like projectiles aside from like spell bags. but we added that like black spell bags would be considered like daggers, or like small thrown projectiles. So I have, I don't know, like 5 daggers or something in a pouch, and I deal 4 damage with those daggers, like thrown, which I'm so happy about, honestly. So I'm actually a fairly strong character now, which I'm thrilled about. But I'm also like not a strategist. Like the most basic skill that I have is cease. So like I deal the same damage, but when I hit the person, like cease, and I actually land the hit, that person is frozen for 3 seconds. So like I hit them, they can't move, and then I, you know, can get in a few good hits before they unfreeze and can attack me again. You can only use it 3 times a day, but like 3 seconds when like you're hitting someone, like that's a good opportunity, and I've used it once. Like literally once. And I've had that skill from the beginning, and I've used it once. You know, it's just hard to remember that you have all these things. Which is why we're supposed to have like our character sheets on us, or at least part of the reasons that we remember. Like, oh hey, I have this thing that I could use. Okay, so this is like as Fane like writing a letter to like Tresek or something. I have a certain innate ability to heal, sure, but I'm also curious about the natural world and what remedies can be found there. What benefits can be gleaned from the resources right outside your door? Not everyone has a rejuvenator in their village. And what would Gale do on mission without me if she took ill or was injured? So I shall study, learn the secrets nature has to offer, and prepare tinctures, poultices, and the like to send with Gale and others. So, like, she's curious about these things. She wants to know about them, and she sees the benefit to her sister and others. Now, again, in game, we don't have, like, we don't get sick, we don't get, like, cuts and bruises, and, like, that just, like, doesn't, like, statistically, we don't have any of that in game. But, like, in a real world, like, you would have that kind of thing. And, like, you wouldn't necessarily waste, like, magical healing on that, or, you know? So, like, it's not going to affect anything statistically in-game. Like, if I give you a potion, it's not going to affect your stats or anything like that, but it's just something in-game that I can do in character that fits and gives me something other than just standing around waiting for someone to get hurt so that I can heal them, kind of a thing. And like, because we've done one like weekend LARP where we like went camping and did a LARP. That's one of the times when we LARPed in a torrential downpour and our camp flooded, and we had one dry tent. It was the smallest tent too. Just the smallest tent. It was. Alright, my camera died, so I have a lot more makeup on now. I did that while it was charging. So this is the point in time where if any of you Forest of Flynn LARPers are still watching this, stop watching, because I want this thing to be a surprise when I do it in character. So I want y'all to depart, por favor, if you are still here. This is probably the only spoiler that I'm going to put in this video. Everything else has just been like backstory and LARP explanation. So bye-bye. It's gonna be cooler if it's a complete surprise in character. And out of character, so just depart. But like, so we were at the weekend LARP and, you know, drinking water and, you know, hiking and, you know, just doing outdoor stuff. But so I thought it would be really cool if I like had little, vials, either clear plastic, I'm honestly probably going to do clear plastic just because having glass out there on my person while we're fighting is just a bad idea. But like to have a little clear plastic vial so it looks like glass, filled with like those powders that you get to add to your water, with like vitamins and to help it taste better and stuff. So if I had like that and then added in some what's called luster dust, it has this really cool effect. It like swirls in the liquid and like shimmers and stuff, so it looks really cool. And like have that mixed in with the powder or whatever. And then like I could, you know, like pour some into my companion's water to give them a boost, not an actual like statistical boost or anything, just like in character, you know, Scott's, you know, this will give you an energy boost, you know, kind of a deal. It's like they wouldn't get extra health points or damage or anything like that. It would just be, you know, what it is. Yeah, so I think being able to do like that kind of thing would really add to the overall experience. That's all that I can think of pertaining to LARP. If you are interested in my Ravenclaw look and the makeup and the costume, and just the event in general, go ahead and check out my Candace Panda cosplay channel. The link will be in the description box for the channel. So check that channel in about a week and a half, probably. And I'll have probably put the Get Ready With Me video up first, and then the vlog for the actual event. So if you're interested in like kind of a rundown of what I actually do to get this look and or how it may shift, because it might change, I don't know. I'm gonna play around, let this sit, see how I like it. If you're interested in all that jazz, go check out my other channel in about a week.